took some youth and adults down there last year, and it showed how they. Okay. Uh-oh. Looks like damn.
But something went down?
I believe we're still on. Let me see. I don't think they were liking what we were saying. Okay, yeah, the Facebook Live.
Oh.
Let me.
That might have been the Dr. Sebi information.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep it moving here.
Well, like I always say, the truth only hurt those who are guilty.
But let me see. Sorry for those who are on channel 16. We see what's going on here. We'll keep it moving now. I know we're on channel 16. We're still going. It started over here. For those who are on Facebook Live, okay, we'll keep on going. Okay. All right. So we were talking about the diet, and about the force feeding. You were talking about that.
When you said it, you took the children to a museum. What museum was this?
The Blacks and Wax Museum in Baltimore.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, and it had stations there showing the force feeding of slaves. So you were
know what I'm talking
that wasn't
about.
our regular diet.
No. And the beautiful thing about that is when discovery of that, not that they bust our teeth in and did that to our ancestors, but we have to just learn from that. We can't go ahead and hate people because of that. We have to just learn and grow better and do better.
Mm-hmm.
But Dr. Sebi brought it to our attention that whether you go black, white, Indian, Asian, we are not the same. We are all one human family, but we are not the same. Just as birds, there's only one bird species, but there's different birds within that species. I mean, you got the dove, you got the hawk, you got the parrot, you got the sparrow. They don't eat the same things.
Right.
They don't eat the same things. So, and I don't care if you go to the dog kingdom, the cat kingdom, whatever kingdom, even the plant kingdom. Not every plant go ahead and consume the same minerals. You take them from one spot to another, they will die. So,
because they're not in their natural habitat.
You're right, and we are not in our natural habitat. And not only the habitat, they're not go ahead and consuming the food that they were meant for them. So just like us, we're surviving, but we're not go ahead and
not functioning with the way
you
we
got
should.
100%. Therefore, that's why we act the way we do. I'm telling you, it'll affect you mentally and affect you physically.
And you're saying this all comes because of our
diet,
lack of nutrition,
lack of the proper diet for us as African people. Because lactose intolerant, for instance, most Caucasians can go ahead and drink cow's milk. It tears most us up. People of African descent. That's why they call lactose intolerant. Now, logically, we shouldn't be consuming cow's milk, no animal's milk. The milk that we were made to go and consume was a mother's breast milk. And beyond that, it should be coconut milk, which is highly alkaline. Hemp seed milk, which is highly alkaline. Walnut milk, they do make walnut milk. And most of these things that I say can be found at Giant, those type of places like that.
In the organic section.
Yes, in the organic section. But logically, imagine, and I tell everybody this, imagine putting your baby on a cow's chest to go ahead and get milk. You're going to, people laugh. Well, inadvertently, what we're doing when we drink cow's milk is the same thing. We're getting on a cow's tit. But that milk wasn't made for us. That when that cow's pregnant, that cow's milk is for its own offspring.
Really, if you look at it, we're the only living species that drinks or eats from another animal or another species. No other animal or living thing feeds from another species, right? Ants don't feed from bees, and bees don't feed they feed from each other. We're the only species that.
You got it. And especially as it pertains to milk, we shouldn't go ahead and drink milk all our lives anyway. No other animal in the animal kingdom does that.
Right.
And so when I say we're violating, that's one of the violations amongst many. If we don't correct this, we're still going to continue to suffer. Therefore, cancers, diabetes, stroke, heart attack, all of those things are going to go and persist, but not only persist, they're going to go ahead and increase. And these things can be caught, and they can be cured. And by the herbs from Dr. Sebi, Dr. Sebi's not the only one that's done.
You got a lot of them. Can you explain some of the things that you have on the table? And
yes, I have order. One of the best right here that I have on the table is the Bromide Plus. Bromide Plus is a combination of bromide and seaweed. Yeah, it's sea moss.
And what's the benefits of that?
The benefits of this, especially for calcium for your bone. But what we need is minerals. We don't need the protein thing is a myth, because think about protein. Now, I myself haven't eaten one sliver of meat, not fish, not chicken, not turkey, not anything in over 35 years.
Wow. So how'd you start on that path? What made you start on that path?
The path of leading down to health came from black history. As I studied and looked at our people, I always loved our people. I was always taught about our people. I looked and say, why are we so sick all the time? I mean, why? I mean, I just saw it proliferating as I got older.
Like it's getting worse now. When you were in school, like in college? That's
no, younger than that.
Younger than that,
Younger than that.
So I don't remember learning this stuff when I was taking Black history.
It's not that something that, and that's, I'm glad you said learning when you're taking Black history. The number one place to go ahead and learn is at home. That's where I was. That's where it came to my attention. At home, our mothers, fathers, our parents in our communities should be the first teachers. And it's so funny. I'll get back to this right here. It's so funny. Sometimes I'll walk downtown and I'll see the daycare workers pulling these little kids on this rope and stuff. And I turn my head because I know that's a violation. I think within myself, now that's a violation. There's no animal out there in any kingdom that will allow another animal, not within its family to teach its offspring. It's so indoctrinated in us that it's the norm. Now think of the school buses that go around picking church buses go around picking kids up to go to church. Perfectly innocent, but you let those Muslims and go out there and go out to the suburbs and try to pick up any white kid. And see if they go and put their child on that bus. We don't know what they're teaching these kids, really. We don't know if any pedophiles or perverts are working in that church, driving that bus.
It's supposed to be doing background checks.
Supposed to. I mean, if it happens in school, and don't even mention what the Catholic Church, what's happening in the Catholic Church. So we're too trusting, and we have a culture of just being too trustful, and I'll just keep it at that. But we need to change. We have to go ahead and go back
I understand.
and change some things and come forward properly. But we have to. But to get back on the diet and things, as a young child growing up, older people always pulled me aside, and the older people always gave me advice. I guess they saw something different or special in me. I'm not special to me. I'm just me. But they saw something in me enough to pull me aside and always go ahead and give me words of advice going forward. And I'll never forget one of the best words of advice they gave me in life was, "Son, come here." He looked me in my eye, and I was a little boy. He said, "Anywhere you go, you're different. You're going to go and be, anywhere you go, you find your people and you support your people." And so I think that should be done for all of us, because nothing wrong with it. Asians don't have to tell Asians that.
Right.
Indians don't have to tell Indians that. And Jews damn sure don't have to tell Jews that. That's within the culture. But because of slavery and what was indoctrinated in us, and it haven't been changed, it's not within our culture. And that's one of those things that have to be repaired.
And totally lost.
I won't say totally, but I mean, it's not our fault. But it doesn't matter whose fault. It is our responsibility.
We just got to get it back.
Yes, but we have to open our mind up enough to go ahead and go back and admit that, hey, we made some mistakes along the way. No one's perfect, and we not knocking, not blaming anyone. Just do the corrections. Take integration for one. Integration. I always tell people, to me personally, and a lot of other people would agree, some would disagree, but my personal belief is it was a mistake. That doesn't mean that we can't go ahead and socialize and do all the things that we do with other nationalities. My point is, it was a mistake because I explained to people, black, white, and otherwise, if I tried to go ahead and beat you, call the cops, had the dog sicked on you, to stay out of my store, would you come back? And every single one of them say no, they wouldn't come back. Then why did we? That was a mistake.
Right.
We force ourselves, and we force our money on people who to this very day don't respect us. To this very day.
Yes, Elijah Muhammad told us, he said, don't go where you're not wanted, and don't spend your money where you're not wanted.
Elijah Muhammad was a very wise man. I think we'd all go ahead and benefit from listening to Elijah Muhammad. You don't have to go ahead and take his religion, but take his wisdom. That man, that was a very, very wise man.
Take the wisdom where it comes.
Yes, absolutely.
That goes back to what we said earlier about just because we're trying to do for self and uplift ourselves, I don't mean we hate anyone else, because everyone else unapologetically they uplift theirs, like fault or no fault. Like George Washington, they don't tell you the wicked things they did, but they teach about him in history. Thomas Jefferson, the slaves that he owned, they still going to teach him in history, and I can go on and on and on.
As a matter of fact, all of the founding fathers, and to this very day, people go ahead knock. I have no true political affiliations, and I have no loyalty towards any politicians. But I go ahead. I don't go ahead and go at odds when people say Trump is the worst ever. I said, no, he's not. I was like, you go ahead and go back to the founding fathers. Did Trump rape black women? No. Did he go ahead and own slaves? Did he own us?
May not respect women, but I definitely understand what you mean.
Yes. Look at all of the atrocities that the founding fathers, what was done during slavery, and compare to him.
He hasn't done those.
No.
Right.
When we look at the history in perspective, put it in perspective, and not to defend him, but to put things in the perspective, he's not the worst. Of course, he's not the best, but he's not the worst.
That's a great point, and especially when you put it in a historical perspective. I've talked about this before in some of my podcasts, and they've actually done a study. I just got to get the link. They said that 90% of the people in America with the last name Washington or Jefferson are black people. And that that comes from George Washington and Thomas Jefferson raping black women. So just do your own observation. Most of the people that you come across with the last name Washington or Jefferson are black. Denzel Washington, Richard Jefferson, the old basketball player. I believe it was a person by the name of Washington with one of those Grey's Anatomy, one of those shows. Most of the people, and it comes from them. It comes from them. So yeah, Donald Trump hasn't done half of what the people who's on the back of the dollar bills and the people we learn about in history class. So that is a great point. And nothing that you have to look up. Just do your eye test. He hasn't done half of the things that they've done.
People,
he's just right in front of our face, bold with it now.
Our liberation is not in politics. our liberation is not in religion. Our liberation is not in economics. It's in a combination of those things. But our liberation is truly within us. We have to change. Right now, we are comfortable. We like to complain, but we are comfortable.
Comfortable in the
and
condition.
Comfortable people don't change. I like to say, we made a comfortable position between a rock and a hard place, and we don't want to go ahead and move.
Lord have mercy.
We really did. But us, this generation now, I'm 55 years old. It's time for us to get back to these kids. That's my passion. The kids.
Yeah,
the kids need us. They really need us. Dr. King sacrificed for the following generation. The generation after Dr. King, I always ask people this in the store. Did they make the sacrifice? No, they just rolled off the benefits. The generation after that, which I'm in, did they make the sacrifice? No, we're just riding off of that. If someone don't stop this and start sacrificing for the following generation, these kids are our kids. They're our responsibility, and it will be our fault. Because we have to go ahead and sacrifice for them somewhere along the way. But we have to stop, correct things, and admit we made mistakes. We're not perfect. We're not looking for perfection.
And stop waiting for a savior like Malcolm and Martin and us come together.
It's so funny you say that. Dr. John Henry Clark, if people are not familiar with him, they should listen to him. But Dr. Clark always say, you have no friends. He was telling us as black folks, stop looking for other people to go ahead and be friends with. We have no friends because almost all of them took part in our enslavement. But with that said and done, someone mentioned we need another at a speech. We need another Malcolm X. Dr. King is Dr. Clark is so smooth. Dr. Clark has said, Dr. Clark read so much till he was blind. He said, no, you don't need another Malcolm. Let me ask you something. What did you do with the first one? Did you take care of him? Did you listen to him? We don't listen to our black leaders that truly sacrifice and that truly has the answer for us. One such person is Amos Wilson. You familiar with Amos Wilson?
Oh yeah, famous Amos.
That brother was. He had. What was his book? A thick 800-page book. He wrote
Blueprint for Black Power.
Blueprint. You got it. Blueprint for Black Power. We need to study people like this.
And he was a psychiatrist, right?
Absolutely.
He studied the mind and our thinking. Yes.
Yes, that brother. Now he has the answer. No one person has all the answers. I listened to him. I listened to, of course, Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi was. His wasn't just healing. His wasn't just curing. And I say it again. His isn't just curing any disease. His was about healing his people totally.
Mind,
mentally,
body, and soul.
Physically, you got it.
And that's actually the motto. Not that I'm putting myself on their level or anything, but that's the motto of the Hour of Power. I start out, we're here to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people by bringing people like you on and, exposing us to, things that we may not know. Can you explain some more of the things that you have here? Because this is healing power.
Oh, yes. The herbs here from Dr. Sebi. One is the viento. Viento is energy. These are herbs in here to go ahead and give you energy. Let me go ahead and put on my specs here.
No doubt.
To go ahead and name some of the things that's in here. Okay. Hambre grande. These are herbs now.
Natural herbs.
Chaparral. This one is called Valerina and Bladderwrack. Now, this is my favorite one. This is one of all things that black people go ahead and should have. Even beyond this one right here, the Bladderwrack, the sea moss. Iron Plus. iron, if there was any mineral that we need most and that we should get the most, is iron. Not the iron from the rock, because that's iron oxide. Iron phosphate. The iron we need to get is from plants. Plants absorb and assimilate within our body.
So that's why they say you should have a plant-based diet.
You got it. But it's not the plants that they tell us to go ahead and have so much in it. Take, for instance, spinach. Spinach on the scale, alkaline scale, the highest naturally is 9.8.
From spinach?
No, not from spinach. Spinach is only 7.
Oh, okay.
Saying it's a hybrid, but it won't hurt you. Even kale, it's a little higher, but it's not. What Dr. Sebi does, he goes back to the motherland, different countries in Africa, different countries in South America, Central America, all over the world, to get these herbs.
Wow.
And these herbs are so powerful that they go inside our body, assimilate, and they push out the old stuff, push out the bad stuff. That's why people have to use the bathroom so much. Now, the benefit we had back in the olden days, besides they didn't have all of these hybrids, they didn't have the GMOs, they didn't have the GMO, genetically modified, and all those other things. Our ancestors didn't have that, but they were still eating the same type of acidic foods, but they drank a lot more water. They went ahead and took, what's this, castor oil. Didn't matter if you liked it or not. You had to take castor oil to flush your system to get those impurities out of you.
Right.
We don't do that anymore, and we don't force the kids to go ahead and do that anymore. Plus the diet, even in the school system, it went from bad to worse.
So I work in the school system as a therapist and a counselor, and the food today, and it isn't just whenever America has the cold, we have the flu. It isn't just black schools. Most of my clients, like I was just at a client school today, way out, I ain't gonna say where, and this boy, he had, I talked about it last week, he eats the same thing every week, 2 big peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. It came in a pack. 2 big this is his lunch, 2 big peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, chocolate milk, Doritos, and an icy. That's what he eats for lunch.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what he eats for lunch. And I saw him today. I said, are you going to put something green, on your plate? And these are the prestigious, white schools. And this is what they eat. A little bit of, salad. No one hardly eats it. I don't know what they do with it because no one hardly eats it. They eating all that, all that junk food. So you can imagine what they're eating at city schools. And then they give them snacks in the middle of the day. Guess what the snack is?
What's that?
Pop-Tarts.
No. Now, this is the thing. None of that stuff is good. All that stuff is garbage.
It food?
No. Junk food. That's why they call it junk.
Right.
But they give these kids this type of garbage, this type of junk with all the processed sugar and everything. And what does sugar do for you? Makes you hyper, right?
Right.
And then they say you got ADHD, ADD.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, for breakfast they're eating sugars. For lunch they're eating this junk, along with the beverages, sodas and iced teas and things. And on the way home, getting these chips and pretzels and teas and things. And for supper eating it. So
what chance?
They don't have a chance.
They have. And then to back it up, brother, on top of that, you had talked about in the beginning about children not getting natural milk from their mother.
Right.
How many mothers are actually breastfeeding the children? I seen one sister, she was hollering and screaming. I was going in the mall and she was coming out. And the baby, she had one baby on her arm and the other baby had a soda. This is a child, it was a toddler, had a soda in a drinking bottle. A soda, a child. Can they even...
Doesn't it hurt? Well, but those who know are supposed to teach those who don't know. And it's a gradual thing. I mean, I'm not asking anyone, and it's unfair to ask anyone to go and change overnight.
Right.
What we're asking people to do and what people should do
come back to themselves
is to go ahead and open your mind up. Just learn. Don't knock it. When somebody brings you something, don't knock it. Do your own proper research.
Right.
Do your research. But what we have to do, we have to understand and realize, since we were brought over here from from Jump Street, from our ancestors when they got off the boat, and those that were over here, because it was some over here.
Mm-hmm.
Our teachers have been who? Who taught us everything we know?
Our captors.
Mm-hmm. Right, the oppressors,
Mm-hmm.
Caucasians.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not within their best interest to go ahead and teach us things to liberate us, to make us healthy, to go ahead and do it. It's up to us now. Of course, we don't have the chains on us anymore. We're not physically slave, but the mental is worse. The mental is, we haven't corrected that. And that's where everything starts.
And what you're offering, and again, this isn't no racist hate talk, because what you're offering liberate any human being. That's why I started out by saying the diet and the way we eat isn't good for any human being, more or less us.
White people have the same problems that we do. As I said before, Dr. Sebi would not refuse anyone that come to him for help. And he loved everyone, but he always kept his people first.
Right.
Always kept his people first. And that's just priority.
I mean, you are dropping it, bro. I mean, already it's 8:54. So if anyone, for those on channel 16 local access TV, will be signing out at 9. Do you want to keep going a little longer?
Oh, sure,
yes.
sure.
So the call-in number again is 717-846-5067. I know you're mesmerized by all this knowledge, and the brothers barely even scratched the surface. But if anyone wants to call in, any questions or comment, the table is open for our good brother, Brother Will Standley, the owner of the new hub. Do you want to give the hours and the phone number again?
Yes.
So we come down.
Days
I'm
that
gonna
we're
be busy.
open is Monday through Saturday. Monday through Saturday from 10 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock in the evening every day. We're closed Sundays. But that telephone number again, 717-848-1776. Even if you're not buying anything, for you that's out there hearing and listening things, have any questions, come and see me. I'll be more than happy to go ahead and help you with the diet thing, because I've been doing this for a while, and I understand where he's going. And once you start understanding, it's so simple. Right. He always said it, but I was like, how can something so profound to help people so much, cure AIDS, cure sickle cell, cure diabetes, cure every disease, how can it be simple? But it took me time to go ahead and keep on listening to his YouTube clips, listening. And I met some of his kids, and it's just awesome. It's just awesome information. I know it's hard to believe, because as we said, we used to go ahead and think the white man's water was colder than the black man's water, although we got it from the same source. Now, we have to admit, we are some ingenious people. When we take soul food and make it so good, because that's garbage. That was slave food they gave us. We turned it into soul food and made it so good, made it comfortable for us. We have to transition away from that. But my point in saying that, if we can go ahead and do that to that garbage, which was slave food, of course we can take herbs, and the Bible says the herbs are for the healing of the nation. We can take herbs and go ahead and cure us of these diseases that, of course, the medical industry, it's not within their interest
right,
to go ahead and cure that. You won't come back. Dr. Sebi and his approach, he don't want you to come back. After you're cured, all you have to do is maintain that diet as best as you can, and that's it. It's just as simple as that.
What do you think of the craze with the Popeyes and the Chick-fil-A sandwich? Is that real food?
I always laugh when I see those on Facebook a lot. I laugh. You know, it's when you go ahead and study food. The chicken itself is a hybrid animal. The chicken is not a natural.
Black people love chicken now. You stepping on some toes.
No, I'm not stepping on toes. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just delivering the truth. You can take it or you can leave it.
Right.
Like I said,
what's the facts?
A lot of people, especially us, we don't like to accept things, especially from us. So, but one is the hybrid animal. Worse, if anybody know about Kentucky Fried Chicken, used to be called Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? Now it's what? KFC.
KFC.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's genetically modified chickens.
Mm.
You don't have to take my word for it. Call them and ask them.
Look at their
Google
ingredient
it.
list. Look
Google
at the
it.
ingredient list on Popeyes and Chick-fil-A. 33 of the 50 ingredients in those is man-made chemicals. The Chick-fil-A and the Popeyes chicken, 33 of the ingredients is chemicals. So it's not a chicken sandwich, it's a chemical sandwich with a little bit of chicken in it. All you got to do is look it up.
I know I wouldn't violate by putting that in my body. More powerful for those who do. And I mean, I brought some items here that I eat. People know about. These are excellent items for you. Sesame seeds are excellent for you. I got walnuts. These are all alkaline foods. Walnuts, excellent for you. We go to these Brazilian nuts. Brazilian nuts. And
can you get protein? Is the only way you can get protein from meat? Can you get protein from other plants?
No. It's a myth that we have to get protein, period. Now,
hold on, let me sign out. So thank you for those on channel 16 for tuning in. But we're going to keep rocking on Facebook Live, long as you on it. So thank you for those tuning in on channel 16 Local Access TV. It'll replay on Saturday, and please tune in next week at 8 o'clock. But we're going to keep rocking on Facebook Live, so call in with any questions. We're going to keep rolling.
Thank you, too. Peace and blessings. But it's a myth that we have to have protein now. An example of that. What is the biggest land animal that walks the earth?
You said land
animal. The elephant.
Yeah, I was going to say elephant.
What meat does the elephant ever eat?
Someone might say, does he eat other dead animals?
No,
he's not a scavenger like that.
Elephant doesn't eat any meat, just vegetation. Okay,
that's powerful.
Let's go. The giraffe is a huge animal too. What meat does it eat?
Yeah, they're definitely plant.
What meat does a gorilla eat?
Okay, so what about a lion?
Okay, lion. Lion's predicated.
Yeah,
it has canine teeth, right?
Right.
We don't.
So they're designed.
They're designed. Certain animals are designed for that. I'm talking about the biggest thing. Almost, let's get to the lion and the other animals. Almost every single animal, minus the hippopotamus, that go ahead and eat blood, that means eating other animals for meat, or violent.
God almighty.
Or violent.
Yes. So relate that to us.
That's what that blood does to you. When you mention chicken, we're violent now. We have to go ahead and save ourselves and we have to go ahead and turn away from that, and minimize it at least.
There's plenty of healthy plates that you could put together without meat, right?
Absolutely, and one of the best things to substitute for meat is right here, mushrooms. Mushroom burgers even. Mushroom burgers are
lentils.
Lentils they're not on the alkaline side. They're on the acid side, but not very strong. So lentils, they pass. One of the most important things, even if don't eat a strictly alkaline diet, and which I don't all the time either, but it's primarily about 80 to 90% alkaline, is to go ahead and cleanse. Just go ahead and fast and cleanse at times. Like I said,
intermittent fasting.
Yes, absolutely. But like I said, in the olden days, our ancestors, they took castor oil. Simply castor oil. My mother, I'll never forget, she used to give us X-Lax. Drink prune juice every now and then. Give your body a break and flush those toxins and those things that's in it. Flush it out. That's why we get big bellies and things like that.
Do you think it's our nature, as doctors tell us, to eat 3-4 meals a day with meals and snacks in between? Is that natural?
No. Well, what we're doing right now is not natural. I don't think it's natural, but I think it depends on how much energy you're burning
and what you're eating.
Yeah, but if you go ahead and doing some very, very physical work, you have to go ahead and put something in your body to go ahead and reignite it, re-energize it.
cookies
So,
and
no, not that.
meat and all that stuff.
The closer we get to the land and those
Right.
plants, the better we are. The further we get away from nature, the worse our health is. I mean, that's just natural common sense. And most of the things that we eat, especially when you eat processed food, are made in the laboratory.
Yes.
Are made in the laboratory.
Like that chicken sandwich.
Any of this stuff right here, if I leave it over time a while, it's going to go ahead and deteriorate and go bad.
Right.
A bag of chips, pretzels, things like that, meant to last years.
Because
that's unnatural.
Because of the preservatives.
Right. And that's totally unnatural.
Like
Nature don't produce it that way. Man cannot outdo nature. That's like saying man can outdo God. Ain't happening. Won't never happen.
Yes, and the perfect example of that, I've told this story, and I'm gonna keep on telling it. Was what really made the light come on for me when I was in North Carolina. When we had an office, we were like counselors. But sometimes we would have to come in the office and do our paperwork. And the sister that was next to me, she had a cubicle, and she was getting ready to go on vacation. She said, "Yeah, I'm going on vacation for like 2 weeks." And when she went on lunch break, she went to McDonald's and got some French fries. And then she got busy doing her work, and she left. And she left her food there. So we ain't bother her cubicle. When she came back 3 weeks later, the French fries look exactly the same. It's from 2 weeks ago. And I looked, and I said, other than them being cold, it looked the same. I said, if that's real potatoes, how did it stay the same for 2-3 weeks? It looked exactly the same. If that's real food, like you said, it should have broke down, especially with it being potatoes.
Absolutely.
I said, something ain't right here. I ain't touched no McDonald's fries since.
And these type things affect our behavior. I'm telling you, they affect it. And if you
help.
Say it again.
Can't help.
No.
God,
So over time, these things compound, and they go ahead and take over.
Stomach.
Yeah, and it goes throughout your whole system. But as I was saying, the number one thing we need that would stop everything besides is iron. And one of the two of the oh yes, two of the great sources of iron is one. I meant to go get some up before I came here today, and that's burdock. Burdock root. You familiar with burdock?
I've heard of it, but explain.
There's yellow dock and there's burdock. Now burdock is all around here. It grows up north here. I mean, it's all around. It's my backyard. If anybody ever walked outside and see all those bushes, and those bushes, if you go brush up into the bush and that little ball sticks to you like Velcro, that's a burdock plant.
And you can eat that?
You can eat the root.
The root.
And when it's young, you can eat the leaves. Absolutely. One of the highest forms of iron.
Wow.
One of the highest.
And
now this they won't go ahead and teach you why. Because some don't know. Other ones, it wouldn't be within their best interest to go ahead and let you know.
Yeah, you wouldn't be a customer.
But it's highly, that's a plant-based iron. Burdock, yellow dock, these type of plants. And what's that? Not Jamaican, but callaloo. Callaloo. It's called the amaranth plant.
Where you get that from?
Oh, it grows wild around here. As a matter of fact, I have a friend. This is a black guy. His name's Willie Means. He owns 100 acres of land. He's a farmer. He owns 100 acres in Gettysburg.
Wow, I've heard about him.
He has an apple orchard. He has apple orchards, plurally, and peach orchards. On that land, he also has gardens. And oh my, I went to see him. It's a place called Ortana, Ortana, Pennsylvania, right outside Gettysburg. And nothing but, I mean, the amaranth or the callaloo grows wild. Burdock root grows wild. All these type of dandelion. That's another good one. Now, what God truly intended to be here, you can't get rid of. You can't get rid of dandelions. You can't get rid of burdock. You can't get rid of this yellow dock. These type of things, and whether people like it or not, and Dr. Sebi used it in his herbs, marijuana. You see all those little seeds in them? When it's natural, those little seeds, yes. when they synthesize it, man put his hands in it and messed it up. Messed it up. Because it added chemicals in or taking chemicals away. Therefore, what God created through nature to be perfect is no longer perfect.
Right. And I ain't making it a religious thing, but I mean, it just goes, even the Quran says God is the author of nature until Satan adds in his vanity.
Wow.
So,
I've never heard that. That's powerful.
Yeah, so that's like a verse in the Quran. So God is the author of nature until then Satan adds in his vanity, like all the things he adds into things to, throw us off track. So that goes right hand in hand with what you're saying about the nature and food.
I'm glad you said throw us off, because one of the things we have to come back to is to go ahead and come within ourselves and stop following everybody else. We have to come into ourselves, find out who we are. We have to go back, whether we like it or not. It doesn't matter if it's pretty or ugly. Accept the truth as that to improve yourself.
Right.
And then come forward properly.
And finishing out, brother, talk about us supporting each other business-wise. Since you're a businessman and a successful businessman, what do you think we need to do, or what we're not doing with supporting each other business-wise? Or what's some pointers you can give?
The pointers I can give is I'll say this. We have to be more loving with each other, more respecting of each other, and come to the terms that if we want everybody else to go ahead and support us, we have to charity start at home first.
Right.
Support ourselves. That doesn't mean we don't go ahead and care and we won't support anyone else, because we have to. We can't go. But we should start with ourselves. So saying that, what I mean is to go ahead and find out who's where, who's doing what, and support them as much as possible. I'll support others as much as possible. If I'm falling short, someone please put a challenge out there. Bring it to me, and I'll take it. I'll take it as it should be taken, positively. I'm not going to go and get on my defense if it's legitimate. Brother, I didn't know that. You're right. Henry Boulding. I already made arrangements for Henry Boulding to take care of my body. I mean, my friend Ahmed Saifullah. He was Henry Boulding. No offense to anyone else. If you have I don't care if you have a Kool-Aid stand. You have one. Indian guy, Asian guy, white guy. You have one. I'm supposed to come to you first.
Right. Race first.
Yes. That's no knock to any of those other ones, because it's natural to gravitate towards your own.
Right.
That's just natural and common sense. But we have to go and just realize it, change, and at least try. Sometimes I say I wish everybody would try their own business. Then their eyes would open as to how we don't support each other. All we have to do is study the Jews and see how they do it, and we can emulate theirs, because they are excellent at what they do.
Right.
They will drive past.
And they're not the majority, but it seems like.
No. It's just they're once after the Holocaust was over, they said never again.
Never again.
They tightened up their program, got an organization to go ahead and represent them, got a culture to represent them. But we're in everybody else's culture and think it's all right. Eating everybody else's food, think it's all right. To the point where we don't know what our own food is. Our own food is alkaline food. That's what our food is.
Right.
It's where it's all good.
All we have to do is look at what we're doing, how has it worked for us. And if we look at the 10 killers, which is all those cancer, diabetes, and all that stuff, it ain't working for us. The health system isn't working. So we got to get back.
But
we have
our own system. All we have to go ahead and do is go to the herbs with Dr. Sebi, the alkaline herbs, not just any herbs, alkaline-based herbs. That's the key. But as far as us supporting each other, do the best you can, be patient with each other, loving, understanding, and ask people, where's the black barbershops? Where's the black beauty salons? Where's the black stores? Where's the black this? They'll tell you.
Circulate the dollar.
Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm here to say I love everybody who deserve to be loved. Not everybody deserve to love.
Mm-hmm.
But if anybody knows me, I help people on a daily basis, and I will continue to as long as I breathe. Mm-hmm. But our number one priority should be our kids, the young generation.
Right. Well, brother, it's been a pleasure, man. This platform is open to you, and maybe every month is Black History Month, but maybe
Absolutely.
During what they call Black History Month, maybe we can schedule for you, to come back and drop, some more jewels, and I'll be visiting you, getting this stuff, and I'm gonna keep, pushing what you do and what you have, out there, man.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate what you do and what you serve. You're serving the community in this way, putting a platform out there, and I would hope people would tell more people about you. People would share this about you. That's one thing we don't do enough. So when something bad happens, we're quick to share it.
Right, all over.
Quick to share it. But when something good happens, we have to be more diligent at sharing the positive, more so than the negative.
Right. Okay. And share your hours in operation one more time.
The hours in operation for the new hub store located at 57 South George Street. Again, Monday through Saturday, closed Sunday, but Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Again, 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. We do any tailoring and alterations. We do shoe repair, plus other things. Stretch hats, stretch shoes, clean hats, whatever the case may be.
And you can get these life-saving products there too, right?
No, what I do is I go ahead and I order those from Dr. Sebi and keep some in the store. But there's also a brother that was just opened up his herbal place in Willingboro, New Jersey. It takes 2 days to ship. He knows everything about Dr. Sebi's products, and I get them from him now. Also, I have to support Dr. Sebi's office too. We could keep them in business. But he's right over in Willingboro, New Jersey. I have the information right there. If anybody have information on Dr. Sebi, the health products or anything like that, or just want to stop in and talk to me, nothing but love and respect. I'm always there.
And you have the nutritional guide.
Nutritional guides for Dr. Sebi's products and what is healthy. What's all the alkaline products that's here, they're in here.
So before we sign off, like you have recommended food, vegetables. Can you read some of them off?
Absolutely. Avocados, bell peppers, Mexican squash, cucumbers, dandelion greens. The dandelion greens grow anywhere out there. Garbanzo beans. I ate some before I came here. They're nothing more than chickpeas. Excellent for your health. Green bananas, kale, lettuce, all except iceberg lettuce, mushrooms, Mexican cactus, and a lot of these things can be purchased at C-Town, and that's where I go a lot. C-Towns carry a lot of these things. Poke salad, onions, olives, squash, tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, and the plum tomatoes, because those real big ones has been chemically treated. Turnip greens, zucchinis, watercress, and this right here, purslane. There's a purslane plant growing. If you ever when you come back to the store, right dead in front of the store. It grows through pavement cracks.
Wow. You can pick it right up.
You can pick it right up. It's just like dandelion.
And then the some of the fruits that people should eat. This is no rocket science. Apples, bananas, berries, cantaloupe, cherries, dates, figs, grapes, seeded, mango, orange, and each
seeded orange, the Seville oranges, the sour oranges. It has to have the seeds, because think about it. People go and come in talking about the seedless watermelon, seedless oranges, seedless grapes. God don't create anything without a seed to go ahead and reproduce itself. So when you find these seeded watermelon, seedless oranges, seedless grapes, those things aren't good for our health. They're not good for our health.
I have to remember that, because I've eaten, sometimes I will go out of ignorance, for seedless, I'm like, all right, well, I can just eat it. I don't have to pick it out, but it needs to have a seed.
That's what they got us. Now, so not having a seed. If you know don't have a seed, your seed don't work while you married, your wife pop up pregnant.
Right, you're like, hold up now.
Come on now, you know something's wrong.
Right.
There's something wrong with this.
Even the youth say, man, that's my seed. Yeah,
there
so why
you
would
go.
it be seedless? Yeah.
So if you without any seeds, there's no life. There's no reproduction. So I mean, it's logical and common sense. They just got us so lazy,
right?
And they not thinking properly, and they got us used to these things that's unnatural. When you get used to the unnatural, when you're taught young, we have to question everything. I always think question everything. And in order to get back where we need to be, everything have to be on the table to be questioned. Yeah. So, I mean, one of the best fruits that you can get is soursop fruit. You familiar with soursop?
No.
Soursop fruit. Anyone that's not familiar with it, Google it. Push up the images. It'll give you the soursop fruit. I think the Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and them call it guanabana. Guanabana. It's a fruit. It's a hard-looking fruit with prickly-looking fruit with black seeds in it. They say it's 1,000 times more healthier than chemotherapy. Wow. Excellent. I drive down to Washington D.C., the closest place I know to go ahead and get them.
I think my sister at the market, Annabella, I think she was, it might have been her, was telling me about some of what you were talking about. With the fruit.
Yeah, soursop is excellent for you.
Wow.
But a lot of these things, they
fruits and vegetables. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science.
And when we think of logic and common sense, and use that alkaline scale, try to eat everything above 7, and try to cleanse that stuff out of you, your health will come back.
And intermittent fasting.
Yes, absolutely. That's very important. That's why Jesus did it.
And Annabella said the Holy Grail, Ganabana. That's so.
Yes.
Thank you, sis, for that.
She must be familiar with it. Those things are excellent. Number one fruit, period, hands down. That's it.
Fruits and vegetables, and leave the meat alone.
Yeah, the starches too. Starches are worse than the meat.
Starches like
potatoes.
Rice.
Starches like rice. White rice. Now, wild rice is excellent for you. If it grows wild, that means it grew through nature by itself. Wild rice is excellent. You can get wild rice.
We love starch. Love the starch.
Oh yes, and that potato salad, we eat the starch. But the green, we can, if we want to go and get away from the starches and have a substitute, the green bananas. The green bananas are starchless, and they have the substance of potatoes. My lady, she's from not Jamaica, but Trinidad. And she makes the potato salad from green bananas and have all types of substitutes in them to go ahead and get rid of the.
So just the white bananas ain't the only good bananas.
Right? No, the ones that the big dough bananas we know about, they're no good for you really. The baby bananas are the natural bananas. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
the small ones. I get them at Seatown all the time. I get them right at Seatown.
Man, we definitely got to have you back, brother. Definitely. Man.
No problem. I'll be more than happy to come back because our health is number. What do they say? Your health is your wealth.
Health is wealth. Yep, that's what they say, man. So, well, they're not saying it enough, but it's in the earth.
And we have to be strong enough to go ahead and change.
Yeah.
We really have to. If not, we're just going to go ahead and continue to suffer, have these diabetes, strokes, heart attacks, and others.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting to the phase where we're going blind. It's affecting us, like I said, mentally.
Yeah, and what you said earlier, and we'll finish out, when you start breaking down the largest animals and how they eat from the earth, and then the one that they say is the strongest, the most aggressive, the lion, is the meat eaters, man. And look at the behavior of our youth. And not just the youth, the adults. We're killing each other. It's a murder every day.
I was getting ready to go there too. And they say, "What's wrong with the kids? What's wrong with the kids?" I was, and I talked to I talk to a lot of teachers. I talk to a lot of public social workers,
Mm-hmm.
and all of them say behind the scenes, it's the parents. See, once you go and see your kids go to the, of course there's exceptions to the rules, but 90%, it's the parents. And so we have to. That's why I said we have to change, but we can't knock each other because we're all at to different degrees.
Right.
So we just have to learn to be patient, loving, and understanding.
No one's
and help
trying
each
to
other.
beat up on anyone because I'm in transition, but I'm constantly trying to learn. That's why I'm bringing you on. You've
And
been
that's a
educating
beautiful
me.
thing. You have a
know what I
spirit,
mean?
beautiful spirit too, brother. And I admire you for that. What you like
I
I said,
admire
for what
you,
you're
brother,
doing.
and I'm gonna be
That's for
visiting
sure.
you, more, even if it's just something like this or just a pack of socks or something, just to build. With
Any
each
little
other,
thing is appreciated.
Right.
There's an old saying: a little something beats a lot of nothing.
Right. Right. And we got to support each other, man.
Absolutely.
And I'll be sending people your way. Even when we did the one show about, I think it was put the guns up and down, and we sent some youth there to get. We did the dress up show. I don't know if you remember. We did that about a year ago. A sister named Alicia. We did a show.
Oh
where
yes,
we,
yes,
we
yes.
sent the youth to you.
Yes.
To get some things. To dress them up with the bow tie.
I love us. I'm a people's person. I love people, but those kids, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
they
they're our
just-
future.
Yes,
And they got to be shown a different way.
they are worth it. We have to sacrifice for them. We have to. And speaking of sacrifice, next time I come on the show, I'll deliver and I'll go and explain to the public what I was saying about the 1 in a Million project and us sacrificing for their own good. It's huge. I won't
Anytime
divulge it
you
now, but I
want
will.
to, just give me a week's notice. It don't got to be Black History Month because every month is Black History. Anytime you want to, share and get the word out there, especially this now, just let me know and I'll make room for you, brother.
Gotcha. I went to the Christmas Attic. Thank you. I appreciate that. I went to the Christmas Attics in Frog, Washington, and the kids, they were astounded at the 1 in a Million project. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Brother Curry Kirkland and what's his name does the Dominic Chapman and those guys. They know about. They awesome people.
Yes, yes, y'all are pillars in our community. That's why we named this the Pillar in Our Community. Well, we're gonna sign off, brother. I'm gonna put this on YouTube immediately, but it will be this interview will be up for a replay on Facebook. I'm gonna keep sharing it the next couple of days, and then I'm gonna upload it on YouTube so the YouTube viewers can see this interview. And that one little glitch earlier, I don't know what that was, but they said keep rocking on.
Well,
it went back on.
Things happen. Don't let the devil stop you.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Just
we'll sign off with
sit
peace.
tight. Yep. Peace and blessings to those keep coming back, and this is what the Hour of Power does, man. So I leave you in peace as I came. Assalamu alaikum. Just peace and blessings, man. We gotta do better. Thank you, brother. So sit tight, and I'm gonna sign
sir,
off.
no problem.
Yeah.
Peace and blessings to the audience out there. Thank you very much for being with us. Please share.